What is this podcast called? Oh, that's right, Nola Mr. Lucas. I'm sorry. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Nola Mr. Lucas, episode number 5 for April 25th, 2025. Yeah, now I finally actually know how to upload and record a Nola Mr. Lucas flagship podcast. It's been a while. It's been like last week, right? I've been promising so long I've been doing this podcast, episode number 5, since Monday. Actually, no, it's actually since Tuesday, if you get the point. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit happening, everyone. Well, you know about that. You know about that. My mom being in the hospital, and my grandfather was in the hospital, too, with the same thing. I found out it's actually pneumonia. It is pneumonia, so she seems like she's getting better. Seems like she's getting better. She's not quite home yet. She's not home yet. But she seems like she's starting to feel better a little bit, so that's good to see, in all honesty. So yeah, so shout out to my mom, do my thoughts and prayers and everything in the comments section. YouTube me on Spotify or your podcast as well. Which also announcement to make it. No longer by the way, you didn't see me mention Patreon, right? There's a reason for that. I'm thinking of getting rid of Patreon. I really am. I love it big time. I love her exclusive content stuff, but it's not no members. So what's the point of doing if you have no freaking members, man? What's the point of doing Patreon? I know, you get the point, people. Let's get into episode number 5, Nola Miss Lucas, shall we? Let's get backstage details on WWE purchasing AAA, which was announced during WrestleMania. It was Saturday in the kickoff show. I believe that. Let's get Jeff Cobb says goodbye to New Japan Pro Wrestling and seemingly confirms imminent move to WWE. Discuss that. Let's get some WWE shares details on what made WrestleMania 41 the most successful live event ever. Yeah, bullshit, bro. Bullshit. Triple H, bullshit. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Speaking of The Rock, let's get The Rock addresses lack of involvement in WrestleMania 41. You gotta see his goddamn freaking bullshit excuse from The Rock. How can anybody defend this guy after WrestleMania 41 if night 2 is beyond me? It's beyond me at this rate. But do you, I guess, it's a free country, right? But still, you get the point, people. You get the point. Wrestling details on Rusev's WWE returned on Raw after WrestleMania 41, including contract length. Discuss that. Let's get some backstage news on Tony D'Angelo potentially being called up to WWE main roster. As always, the same wrestler see updated podcast statistics and quoted to finish off your Nola Miss Lucas podcast episode number 5. As always, thank you for watching Nola Miss Lucas. Maybe as always, this is episode number 5 of the podcast. Starting with, you guys said backstage details on WWE purchasing AAA. Further details on WWE's acquisition of Lucha Relay AAA worldwide have emerged. Ahead of WrestleMania 41 on Saturday, WWE announced that it had, thought about notes for a second, acquired AAA and would be presenting Worlds Collide featuring both brands on June 7th. Obviously, the same day as Money in the Bank. It'll be a show going on 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Putting an unexpected twist to long-standing rumors of the world working relationship. Speaking during WrestleMania 41 post-show media call, obviously, post-show press conference, WWE CCO Paul Triple H Levesque further addressed the acquisition, focusing on his plans to make Lucha Libre thrive. A major voice crack there. He clarified that he is not looking to change Lucha Libre, but to bring the resources and infrastructure that benefited WWE to the Mexican promotion, citing that the ID and NIL talent programs, and declaring that the vision it will be clearer to see at Worlds Collide. It was reported by Fightful Select after the announcement that there had been conversations about AAA find new partners for years, but once WWE and TKO merger happened, discussions about the partner being WWE started up to pick up. And there were conversations between both sides for quite some time, and it was now noted that in the report that the acquisition itself had been kept under wraps, but it is believed that the deal was finalized after AEW and CMLL announced Grand Slam Mexico. So there you go. Basically put it down to try and make AEW be like something like, Triple H is stealing more of my ideas from Tony Khan, basically. God knows what Tony Khan's thinking. And you don't know what that man would think about this. But still, you get the point. AAA and everything else at WWE seems to be interesting. I'm very interested in this Worlds Collide event happening on June 7th, 2025. Should be very interesting. Like a month and a half and a half from now, everyone. Be quite interesting what AAA does with WWE and Worlds Collide in June 7, 2020. Get up there for sure going forward. Moving on, Jeff Cobb. He says goodbye to New Japan Pro Wrestling and seemingly confirms imminent move to WWE. Jeff Cobb's departure from New Japan Pro Wrestling has been a sore spot for New Japan Pro Wrestling fans and a greatly anticipated rival to WWE fans. So former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion said his goodbyes to the promotion on social media, but did so in very telling fashion. Then, now, forever, oh boy. Then, now, forever, WWE introduction to every television show, every event in general. Then, now, forever, Cobb wrote on Twitter, referencing WWE's opening catchphrase, like I said. Cobb has arrows pointing to New Japan Pro Wrestling banner, and the picture of him clarifying that while it is the WWE catchphrase, he is saying that no matter where he ends up, he will put the promotion will be a part of him. It is still not clear when Cobb will debut in WWE. Many assume it would be at WrestleMania 41 answering Randy Orton's open challenge. And honestly, I not think that whatsoever. I hear a freaking plane over my head. Oh my god, man. Took their asses long enough, right? Anyways, I ain't expecting to challenge Randy Orton. Nothing whatsoever, no honesty. Don't know why he should have been that way. Announced for Randy Orton's entrance on Randy Orton's open challenge, but that honor went to TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. Which is probably the right thing, because he wanted Randy Orton to get a win, and obviously he can be facing John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. Thank God not see it. God are those freaking days. He probably was challenging John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. You want him to take an L at WrestleMania, you don't want to do that. And him being someone like Joe Hendry, probably more and more likely, but not that bad in all honesty. So this be interesting. We'll see Jeff Cobb in WWE and what he does going forward, and in his imminent arrival in WWE, probably in NXT, I think, probably. But dang it, he's he's in his 40s, probably. I think he's in his 40s, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, though. But it should be interesting to see what he does in WWE and what his way off the main roster he doesn't start in NXT. We shall also wait and find out. Keep updating Jeff Cobb going forward in all honesty as well. Moving on, WWE shares details on what made WrestleMania 41 the most successful live event ever. I can't wait to read this freaking BS, man. WrestleMania 41 is officially not a thing in the past, thank God, like I said. And fans can now expect one thing, WWE to tout the show's financial success like they always freaking do. This has been a common occurrence when WPLEs over the last several years, with the promotion always being sure to highlight gates for PLEs of live events, TV shows, and everything in between. And as it turns out, WrestleMania 41 may be the biggest thing WWE's done yet. Sure, bro. Sure. In a press release, WWE announced that WrestleMania 41 was the most successful and highest grossing event in company history. This concluded with the combined 124,693 fans, which is probably an over-exaggerated number, probably. Fans over the course of one night, of night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania, a 114% increase in viewership. What? Weren't their viewership going down? I could have sworn the last time I checked, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown were freaking low ratings. I don't give a fuck about the viewership at that rate then. Are you lying about the viewerships now, Triple H? WWE, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Which made WWE says that made WrestleMania 40 the most watched WrestleMania in history. Yeah, sure, bro, sure. And 45%, 86% increase in on-site and concurrent merch sales, making it the highest gross in Mania in regards to merchandise. Whatever. WWE's success didn't stop there, though. WrestleMania 4 also saw increases of 75% hospitality, sales, and packages in Las Vegas compared to the previous year in Philadelphia, The WWE convention also saw an increase of 21% from last year with more than 50,000 attendees, another WWE record. Finally, WWE also claims that the show was the most socially viewed event in WWE history with over 1.1 billion social media views. Like we fucking care about your social media views in year 2025. I care about my shit, my views, than freaking what W freaking gives a shit about their freaking views. Let's be fucking real. This was complete utter BS article. Complete utter BS news report to share about you. It's kind of laughable how much W likes to lie about their freaking viewers and their freaking bullshit, if you ask me, to say the least. Moving on to by far the biggest news piece I got to share for you in the podcast for episode number 5. The Rock. He addressed his lack of involvement in WrestleMania 41. Many have pondered this question after The Rock was nowhere involved to see when John Cena defeated Cody Rhodes to win the undisputed WWE Championship WrestleMania 41 19, one of the worst WrestleMania main events in history. It had also been the question throughout the road to WrestleMania where Rock was similarly absent after he'd been a catalyst for Cena turn on Rhodes at Elimination Chamber. On Tuesday, The Rock appeared stop at the Pat McAfee show. To set the record straight, he confirmed a previous report by Dave Meltzer that he had pitched Rhodes selling his soul to him. Sure. Though Rock claimed the turn would happen down the road. Sure, bro. You're gonna Cody Rhodes sell your soul to The Rock. And then what? Was Cody gonna turn heel? You're gonna turn babyface? Oh god! I heard this one podcaster claim that what happens if Cody Rhodes does turn heel, and The Rock turns babyface, and then The Rock beats Cody Rhodes, the undisputed championship or whatever championship be involved, and get the title right back to Roman Reigns. And I said, oh my god, I almost puked in my mouth just thinking of that fucking BS that would happen. That would be fucking awful. That would be fucking horrible. Though The Rock claimed the turn would happen down the road, Triple H then proposed Cena turning and the idea he loved. However, it led to The Rock deciding he needed to step back from the storyline, believing he'd otherwise overshadow Cena or Rhodes. Like he didn't try to do that last year with Cody Rhodes there, Dwayne. Like he didn't try to do that last year, only because the fans decided to cut your BS. Here we go. Here we fucking go with the Rock bullshit. I made the call, Rock said, of course you fucking did, because you know what the fuck you're doing. I don't want to be involved in that. Let the final boss step back into the shadows and let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Well, what happened last year when you tried to get the spotlight to Cody? What happened last year when you tried to steal Cody's spotlight from the Rumble winner last year at 40? Hadn't faced Roman in WrestleMania. You must be fucking dumb, Dwayne. We ain't buying your BS, Dwayne. Let's not make it about Cody's soul or John's soul. Let's let them do what they do. I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss work is done. Bro, your work is just getting started. Stop with the fucking bullshit. Stop with the bullshit, Dwayne. Your work is just getting fucking started as the final boss. What the fuck? You're just gonna hightail like that? I highly doubt the last time we see The Rock was Elimination Chamber in 2025. I highly fucking doubt that. We've established it and we just pulled off the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling. Or then Hulk Hogan turned heel back in the 90s. I said this is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now let's build. You guys go and crush it. I'll be right here with you. And I'm always here if you need me. But I think it's the best for the final boss to not be involved in that finish. And yeah, but produced one of the worst main events of WrestleMania history. And one of the worst closing sequences in WrestleMania history, Dwayne. Really, bro? Really? Rock was comparing towards what Cena and Rhodes did, including the WrestleMania finish, though he admitted it would have finessed things a little differently in how they got there. No shit, like you actually being there. No pun intended. As for why he didn't appear during the match itself, he initially wanted the focus being Cena winning the title and development of Rhodes' character. He later admitted that he wasn't sure what the direction would be for him to get involved. Gee, I don't know, Rock. Maybe just go and costing Cody the fucking title. Oh my god, man. How stupid can he be? would be getting involved in whether he is acting commitments would be conflicted. Oh, I can't record another freaking movie. Oh my god. Fuck professional wrestling. I gotta record another freaking movie. Or act another freaking movie. Whatever, bro. What the fuck ever. We can insert the final boss in the end at the finish, but then where will we go? Where will we fucking go? What? Where will we go? Oh my god. This man cannot be serious. I don't know, maybe creating your fucking faction with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman doing our Monday Night Raw. Is that so fucking hard? What are you fucking... Oh my god, I can't believe this guy's stupidity. We could insert the final boss in the match finish and where to go. Rock said, there's other commitments that I have, like out doing your stupid movies. I wanted to also be careful on what we're not overstepping and leaning over our skis too much here. Can get involved in the finish? But I said, why get involved in the finish when the spotlight should be on? In my opinion, John 17, the heel champion, what does 2025 look like if this man says he is going to ruin professional wrestling? That to me is the anchor and storyline. It's not the soul right now. We'll go back to it. Now you're saying go back into what you say your fucking work is done. How the fuck does that make sense? When you say your work is done, what do you fucking mean by that compared to this last part? It's just not the soul right now. We'll get back to it. I thought you said your final boss's work is done. Meaning you're done, period, right? Then what the fuck was this last statement about? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't fucking even want to know. Dwayne needs a fucking reality check at that rate. I love The Rock as an all-time character. One of the all-time greats in professional wrestling is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I get that. But what the fuck he said here was fucking outrageously stupid, in my opinion. Like, he cannot actually justify this bullshit. And him not being there. If you're not going to commit to storylines, leave permanently! Fuck The Rock and Roman Reigns match. I don't even care to see it ever. I didn't care to see it at 40. I didn't care to see it at 39. I didn't care to see it at 41. Don't even care next year at 42. It's done. We don't need to see it. Oh my god, man. Who the flying fuck asked for this, man? To go on the Pat McAfee show and spew BS is beyond me. To wrap up this segment. Man, that felt good to get off my fucking chest, man. Gotta be honest. Moving on, details on Rusev's W return on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 41, including contract length. Further details on Rusev's WWE deal with WWE have been reported after his return on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 41. The former AEW star reported returned in a segment with the New Day, an Alpha Academy of Blurry, Akira Tozawa, and Otis. If you're locking it later on the accolade, on Otis obviously. It marked the first time in 5 years that he had been with the company, having spent a majority of his since originally departing from AEW, until he secured his release from Tony Khan's Promotions February. According to Deadline, he has signed a new 2-year deal with WWE, alongside his wife CJ Perry, known as Lana in WWE. Having signed a Legends deal earlier this month, however... Wait. Lana signed a Legends deal? What the... She's not a legend right now, is she? Whatever, man, whatever. However, Perry was not on screen with Rusev's return. Within the report is a quote from Perry on their returns to the company, putting over their talent agents Paragon for making it possible. Rusev is back to crush to WWE and become world champion. I don't see that in all honesty whatsoever. I see him going high as the mid-card champion, like Intercontinental Championship or United States Championship. I do not see him becoming a World Heavyweight Champion or Undisputed WWE Champion in 2025, or even ever, in all honesty. Unless the story calls for it, honestly. We can find out later on. We have been cooking this up for our Bulgarian kitchen since the day we left. And just insane that the Bulgarian kitchen, oh my god. And with the help of Barganom, we were able to make this reality. Machka crush, end quote. good for Rusev, man. I'm very proud of him. I'm a fan of him, in all honesty. Do I think W is the place for him to succeed right now? I didn't think so. But I didn't mind the segment he had on Monday Raw and then Raw to WrestleMania. It's the type of returns we got kind of used on Raw to Mania. So I didn't mind that at all. But I don't think he should be a world champion ever. I see him going as high as to make the mid-card titles the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I was wrong, to say the least, to wrap up the segment. Backstage news on Tony D'Angelo potentially being called up to the WWE main roster. WWE's WrestleMania typically marks the end of one season and begin a new one. On the following weeks on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, this period often sees stars from NXT called up to the main roster, and former North American champion Tony D'Angelo is reportedly in line for such call-up from the developmental brand. Body Slam's Corey Hayes has revealed that the two-time NXT Tag Team Champion, Tony D'Angelo, could be on his way up to the main roster following WrestleMania 41. So as I quote, Tony D'Angelo is a name that has been thrown around when it comes to potential main roster call-off from hashtag WNXT, he said. It could be interesting to see Tony D'Angelo gets called to the main roster. He should be honestly on the main roster. My kind of concern is his gimmick would have fit on the main roster. It should be an interesting story, to say the least. But Tony D'Angelo is a great professional wrestler. I feel like he's really great at what he does. It's a shame if he is going to call up main roster sooner or later. He doesn't get an NXT title run, but then again, I don't think gimmick could be a world champion anytime soon or anytime maybe ever. But then again, it should be a nice mid-card gift for Raw or SmackDown. Probably definitely SmackDown, I think, for sure. Just keep updating Tony D'Angelo going forward. He gets called to the main roster sooner rather than later as well. And finally, on this No Limits Lucas podcast, episode number 5 for April 25th, 2025. This day in wrestling is the updated podcast statistics and quote finish off your podcast. Starting this day in wrestling in 1989. And WF Saturday Night's main event tape in Des Moines, Iowa. Hulk Hogan retained the WWF Championship against the Big Boss Man in a steel cage match. Hogan was attacked by his no-holds-barred nemesis Zeus at the start of the match, who was blocking Hogan's entrance into the cage. So that's 1989. Moving on to 1994. The Head Shrinkers, and just to name the Head Shrinkers, defeated the Quebecers for the WWF Tag Team titles in a live edition of Monday Night Raw, WWF Monday Night Raw from Burlington, Vermont. So that's 1999, 94, 1 year later, 1995. At WWF Superstars, tape-ins in Des Moines, Iowa, WWF Champion Diesel, formerly known as Kevin Nash, pinned Henry O'Quinn, or O'Godwin, oh my god, interesting name there. Owen Hart and Yokozuna retained the WWF Tag Team titles against the new Head Shrinkers, Fatu, and Simone, Rikishi, and Barbarian. Also, Bret Hart defeated one half of the Heavenly Bodies. Jimmy Del Rey and Psycho Sid defeated a young Justin Credible under a new Aldo Matoa gimmick. Interesting to say. So that's 1995. 1999. At the very first WF Backlash pay-per-view from Providence, Rhode Island, Stone Cold Steve Austin retained the WF Championship against The Rock. The Explosives WrestleMania 15 rematch. At the conclusion of the match, Austin was reunited with his coveted Smoking Skull belt with Vince McMahon. Also, Mankind defeated The Big Show in a Boiler Room Brawl. The Undertaker defeated Ken Shamrock. Triple H defeated X-Pac. The New Age Outlaws were victorious over Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart, becoming the number one contenders for the WWF Tag Team titles. This was the last pay-per-view to carry it to In Your House subtitle. So that's 1999, later in 2000, the start of the 21st century. At the WWF SmackDown tape-ins in Charlotte, North Carolina, Dean Malenko pinned Sky Too High for the WWF Light Heavyweight title, and Crash Holly pinned Matt Hardy for the WWF Hardcore title as well. So that's 2001. The final part of the same anniversary, 2010. John Cena retained the WWE Championship against Batista in Last Man Stand match and main event of the WWE Extreme Rules from Baltimore, Maryland. Also, Jack Swagger retained the World Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton in the Extreme Rules match. Also, Michelle McCool lost her WWE Women's Championship to Beth Phoenix in an Extreme Makeover match. Oh boy, an Extreme Makeover match. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So that's the same route stream. Doing on to your updated podcast statistics. You get 5 seconds to guess how many downloads the last 28 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3,200 and overall viewers in the last 20 days exact. 3,200, man. Cannot thank you enough, man, the support on YouTube. And also, overall viewers, we have 5 seconds to guess this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3,820 overall viewers on YouTube. Cannot thank you enough for support on YouTube, man. And by the way, before I end this podcast with your quote today, I am back on Twitter. I know I said I didn't want to go back on Twitter, but it is what it is. I want to be back on Twitter for some stupid reason, I know. But Twitter, my podcast is not doing great post-Twitter and everything, so I'm just going to be on there and take a little bit of breaks when I want to, in all honesty. So I'm thinking about doing that for sure. Maybe if I'm back on Twitter, X, or you call it X Twitter, you name it, fucking people, you get the point. Let's just call it fucking Twitter. So that's your updated podcast statistics as well. Move on, final part of this wrestling history. Let's try again. Move on to your final part of this podcast, your quote of the day. Quote of the day, try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value by Albert Einstein. I actually quite love that quote. I'll repeat that again. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. By Albert Einstein, and finish off your No Miss Lucas podcast, episode number 5 for April 25th, 2025. Thank y'all for watching. No Miss Lucas podcast, episode number 5 for April 25th, 2025. I'll be back tomorrow, your Friday Night SmackDown, April 25th, 2025 review for the podcast. Until tomorrow, from our content, No Miss Lucas and YouTube side, thanks, peace, love, take care, love you all big time to say the least.